such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? Oh,
The Cranberries were a band from Limerick, Ireland. They were formed in 1989 as the Cranberry Sorters, but they changed their name to the Cranberries about the time when Dolores O'Riordan joined as their lead singer. Having her as lead singer was a good move, as they got a lot of success under her being at the front. After 5 albums in 2003, they took a break for 6 years. But after they resumed, they have released 3 more albums. The last one was shortly after Dolores died, which was in 2018. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was the first album by the Cranberries, and I've certainly heard some of this before. In fact, I think I've heard it all before because I think I've reviewed it before when I used to do reviews on a blog. However, I don't seem to have a record of it, so I'm not entirely sure. But it kind of pings in my mind that was done. I should go back and check properly at some point. So I would describe this as being pop rock, but kind of a slight alternative take on pop rock. It's a step outside of the mainstream, kind of basically one step out, and with an element of jangle to it, maybe, but kind of mildly. So the backing is, I guess, you might say it's fairly generic, but it's well done pop rock. It's got a particularly with a guitar basis. It sounds very early 90s to my mind. There was quite a bit of stuff going around at that point, particularly female-led pop rock. There was, emergence of a whole load of stuff. So I try to avoid too many comparisons in my reviews because a comparison only works if you know the thing that I'm comparing to. But I'm going to throw a couple in here, which I would say is lighter than Garbage in terms of heaviness, but it's darker than Wilson Phillips in terms of feel. And it's overall, I'd say it's measured and it's listenable. It's very well, I think it's more than just competent backing. It's decent music in its own right, but it's not outstanding in that sense. We need to talk about the voice. So this is Dolores. It's she's got quite a distinctive voice, and I feel like there have been other people that I've been listening to and reviewing and thinking, this person's voice is like somebody, but I don't know who and I can't remember. And I feel now, although I can't remember who they were when I made those comparisons in my head, that it was always Dolores O'Riordan that I was comparing to in my head. Her voice is, say, is breathy, is quite clean, and it's mildly ethereal. But she's got some ornamentation and affectations to it that got a little bit of the what I think of as being a punk thing, which is the doing the little jumps of it up the go like that, which kind of jumps the gap between normal singing and falsetto, which is a thing that punk female singers tended to do. Also, a lot of that kind of style I found similar to Sinead O'Connor. There's another comparison in it. So she has quite a range of sounds when she sings, and when she's so more breathy and gentle. She has less of that sound. The other thing that I noticed very much about her singing is the fact that she pronounces her R's very strongly, and she kind of what I think of as curling into an R. So the most successful song, I believe, was the song "Linger" in this on this album, and she tends to sing "Linger" as "Linger," and that's like "ow" at the end of that. Which is, I mean, she does it to kind of extremes almost. It's a thing that I associate more with American singers because Americans tend to pronounce the R more strongly than Brits do. Um, but obviously, she's not American; she's Irish, so but she's got that R in anyway. It's a nice voice, and there are levels of lines. There's harmonies going on and interleaved lines and stuff. There's quite a lot of singing going on here, and at times the singing has got quite a dream pop-like production. So it's kind of has this feeling of being full but distant. Not all of it, and some of the backing stuff is more kind of dry in that sense. Um, it's effective and it's recognisable and it's nice to listen to. Songs seem to be generally about life and relationships. The general atmosphere is a little on the melancholy side, which is all right. Um, so overall, I would say at best, this is iconic. At worst, it's definitely listenable, and it's a strong album. And it's a strong album for a debut album, definitely. They made their mark, and I'm not surprised with an album like this. So I enjoyed it, and I'd love to know what you think. So please do leave a comment, and that's it from me for now.